is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJPORR Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Keg Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
Alright guys, another beer review time. This time we have the Berliner Weisse. This is, zooming on that, this is 65z-94z-66y. This is a Berliner Weisse. Oh dear, conditioned, I'll just read it, it'll be easier. Conditioned with hazy wheat beer with lacto pitched in primary, subtle tartness developing over time with hints of lemon and classic wheat beer nose. Let's have a quick read of the notes on the website. It says, a light refreshing wheat base with hints of citrus and tartness developing. Allow time for tartness to fully develop, which I will be doing. Lacto pitched in primary fermenter, classic wheat haze with a distinctive nose. Yeah, so as most of you know, if you drink beer really cold, you're not going to get much in the way of flavours or aroma. You need to wait until the beer's around 8 degrees or so, which I always laugh when I see pubs, making beer that tastes great when it's served at 1 degree. It's just like awesome. That's great. Anyway, on we go with the opening. Let's see how we go. Ooh, nice hiss. Ooh, okay. This should be pale, and my goodness it is. Look at that. Now, despite it being supposedly hazy, it's not crystal clear, but if you have a look at that, it's pretty good. There's a bit of haze there. You can see there's bubbles streaming out the glass, and it's got a meringue head, I guess. Yeah, very attractive looking beer. Let's go for a smell. Definitely getting the sourness coming through on the nose. There's almost smelt this before. Perhaps it's a bit of organics from the lacto. It's like this, I want to say dusty, but it's certainly spicy. But yeah, you get the sourness, a bit of tartness, but there is something there that I've smelt before in other beers, and I do remember it from a homemade wine that my dad once made when I was a wee little boy, and apparently the story goes he made it in the bathtub with a cricket bat, and my dad. That's just an image that I just can't imagine my dad with a cricket bat, let alone smashing up apples in a bathtub with young kids. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Anyway, to finish the important part of the story, we found a bottle that they've been keeping for like 20 to 30 years, and we tried it, and it was alright. For what it was alright. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's go for a taste. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was smelling. It's the wheat beer yeast. It's the idiot. Yeah. Okay. The tartness was messing with my senses a bit. It's the wheat beer yeast, of course, that I forgot was in there. Whoops, I'll leave that stuff in there. Almost put it in. Yeah, I think this is a beer that I'm going to have to let warm up a little bit more. That's a really refreshing beer. Oh, the tartness really hits you at the back. I was actually expecting a bit more tartness, to be honest. It's a really nice balance between that sort of classic wheat beer, quite dry, yeast forward flavours with just a slight tartness, just to give it a bit of zing. Excuse me. Carbonation is good, but you know me. I like them a little less carbonated. You're probably sick of hearing me say that by now. But anyway, yeah. I'm going to have a little bit of a think and a mark, and I'll get back to you with my final thoughts. All right, we're back, and there's not a lot left of this beer. I've had a bit of an interesting ride with this beer, so if at the very least, the person responsible for this, brewing this beer, you've certainly made me think an awful lot, and this beer's kind of changed as it warmed up. So, I really like some really nice, subtle, citrusy notes which come through against the sort of wheat beer style phenols and esters that you might expect from a typical wheat beer. And in flavour wise, again, it's like a wheat beer with just a little bit of something funky extra in there. So I really like. It's a really interesting beer. I am getting, now this might be that I just don't know enough about Berliner Weisse, and I think this may be my first, maybe second Berliner Weisse that I've had. So if I'm totally misreading it, again, kind sir, I apologise, but I am getting a slightly sulphury note off the smell. Now that might be the funk that the lacto brings, but I did find that as I was drinking the beer, that slight funkiness and sulphur notes just kind of stopped me enjoying it as much as I would have otherwise. But that might be my personal preference. The design of the beer is really nice. I mean, the presentation's really excellent. It's nice and clear despite the haziness, which is of course stylistically correct. Yeah, it feels great. It's a really light beer, but the wheat kind of gives it quite a full creamy mouthfeel. So yeah, I feel like I'm being a little bit negative, but I'm not. I'm still really enjoying this beer, despite me not enjoying it as much as I probably could. But anyway, I'm waffling on. So again, Berliner Weisse, check it out. I know I'm going to go check out some Berliner Weisses. Need to educate myself. So yeah, cheers. This is Stas from Stas Brewing, signing out.